Thank you for tuning in to Watch 6 though. This is another review. This is on my Pagani PD-1671 Tudor Black Bay 58 homage. Let's get into the specs of things. So as you can see, it has this nice beautiful burgundy to it. Stainless steel. Quite a few things that they could have done to make it a little bit better, but I'll get into that. So far it has pretty good specs for this little guy. Even though it's a homage, you could do so much to it to make it better, but I don't know what version this one is. I'll figure out what it is and I'll put it in the title of the video. As you can see, it has like almost the vintage kind of style markers on there, the indices, like a little vintage loom to it. Even the snowflake hand, screw down crown, which that is signed with their logo. 120 rotation click bezel. Sapphire crystal, which is a good thing. A bracelet that tapers to all the way down to here to 19. It's a 22 millimeter female end link, which you can never, honestly, can't go wrong with the female end link. It's more fitted for the wrist, all sizes, big wrist, small wrist. Especially with the small wrist, this is like if you have a watch that fits bigger, and you can see how this guy's a little thick. So since I have it in this position, I'll go off with this, the measurements. The lug tip to lug tip, we're at 49.6, and the thickness on this guy is at 15 millimeters thick because the hi hat sapphire crystal, how it sticks up over the bezel. And it's coin edge bezel on this one. And from the 9 to 3 o'clock position, I had it measuring at 41.6 without the crown. With the crown is at 46. Speaking of the crown size is sitting at a 7.3 millimeters. So it's a big crown to get in to unscrew it. It's running on an NH35, which we all know the specs of the NH35 movement. We know it's a true workhorse of a movement that everybody in the watch community is eating it up like so crazy, to the point where it became almost scarce to even try to get one. Even the prices on them on eBay, they skyrocketed. They went from roughly between $30 to almost like $80 for an NH35. Mind-blowing that it went that far, or even increased to that. I get it's a whole different subject on its own. As you can see, it's on the rivet bracelet, which Tudor owns. You can see right here, you see those screws. When you unscrew that, this little guy disappears. Then this will become a floating lever on both sides, so you could be a little easier to take off. And here we got a dual push clasp. It's milled. It's pretty decent milled, and it has a diver extension for if you have you would take this diving, or if you have a shirt that's a little too big that you need to put it on to put it over that. Minus the fact that it's a chunky little fella, but it doesn't feel that way when it's on wrist. It feels pretty good. But what they could have done, oh yeah, it's an expedition case back. where you can see the NH35 and its glory. You know, nothing to really write home about. It gives you all the specs in the back. It's a 100 meter, a 10 atmosphere watch. So, you know, you could, as long as you keep the crown screwed down. You guys know how this watch, or any watch, runs with the NH35 or any other one. That screw down crown, you unscrew it. One position to change the date, the final position to change the time. I won't really bore you with all that. You guys seen so many of those. But what they could have done is made the bracelet feel a little bit smoother. It's when you rub your fingers on there, you could feel a little sharp edge, even on the case. It had like a little sharp edge. It's not enough to where you could literally peel a potato like a certain YouTuber. I don't know if you guys follow his video. It's a pretty decent watch. It has a pretty good heft to it. I don't know what are the true specs of a Black Bay 58. I'll try to figure that out and I'll put it in here. I put it somewhere in this scene of the measurements of the Black Bay 58 to see if it comes close to it. I almost want to say no, but they all can't be winners. But this is actually pretty decent quality. This is the watch that my wife surprised me with, and she told me that she got me a watch and she couldn't really hold the surprise. She just couldn't wait to blur it out, which I was still surprised when it showed up. That actually looks better in person than the image. When you see watches on any website, read the comments, because people will tell you what the watch will be like in person. This is actually pretty stunning in person. On Amazon it looked blah, like what is it about this guy besides it has the red on the screw down on the crown, then matches the bezel. I'm like, besides that, I'm like, doesn't look anything to write a book about or a page. But seeing it in person, I get it. Not everybody's gonna be wanting to drop the money. At a time of recording, as of the 28th of May, they had a coupon on there. I think it was like 13% off or something like that. If you guys are interested, I'll put the link with this for this model in the description below. It's not an affiliate link, so either way, it's not going to cost you anything besides your time to look over the watch to see if you are willing to pay for it. That's all it's going to cost you. And I'll give you a wrist shot on this guy and take off my other homage. Of course, you know, I forgot to mention that it's a 24 jewel movement. I have this clocking at 20 plus 20 seconds for this guy. And all scheme of things, they have it marked out as minus 20 plus 40 seconds, so it's pretty decent. 21,600 beats per hour. So 24 jewel. It charges both ways. It's a bi-directional wind, because they usually have they'll have a little lever in there to hit the wheels, make it go both ways. If you guys made it this far, once again, thank you for watching my videos and commenting. And on to the next one. You guys have a good one. Let me know what you guys think about Pagani design in general. Until the next one, you guys have a good one.